Welcome back. Now that we are done with front end of the web page, let's try to add backend code to our website. Let's start with the sign up page. We have our HTML code for a form here. One of the first steps of connecting front end to the backend is to add the action attribute. Action equal to within double quotes PHP echo. In this case, we will redirect to the same page. So we use the superglobal server of PHP self. And method equal to post. Since we are dealing with sensitive data, these must be submitted via post request. Next up, in order to not lose the data while the page is refreshed, we will set the input fields to the previously received values. The page must be refreshed when the entered password is wrong. For this, we will use the isSet function. If the value is set, we can retrieve it with the post superglobal. Value equal to within double quotes post of uname. Note that there are two dots before and after this value. We just need to repeat this for all the input fields except for the password field. We can make it now. Is set of post dname and change as value equal to within double quotes single quotes dot of post dname. Similarly, do it for phone number. Is set of post of phone number and add the value attribute here. We can include all this PHP code inside one PHP tag, but for convenient purpose we separate them. Now let's try to view our changes in the web page. Enter the details. And click sign up. Oh, we forgot to start the session at the beginning. So we start the session in the beginning. The reason why we need to start a session is because in order to access the server superglobal, we need a session. Within PHP tag, session underscore start. Now let's try it again. Enter the details. Oh, only two values were restored. What went wrong this time? Let's check. Yes, we just misspelled in one of the lines. Let's change it. It should work fine now. Yes, we got it. Next up, let's try to handle the data that we received through the form. We just add the basic condition checking if the request method is post. After that, we retrieve all the submitted values and store them in a variable. Let's do it now. If server of request method equal to post, okay, inside this, we can retrieve all the submitted values and store them in a variables. Uname equal to post of uname, and similarly for display name and phone number. And for password, we learned how to connect to a database with PHP yesterday. We will just do the same thing. We first need the server and database details. Server name is localhost. DB username is root. And DB password equal to it's obviously blank. Let's give the database name as blockdb. Note that the database block has been already created in MySQL. You can run in the phpMyAdmin. Let's try that now. Go to phpMyAdmin. Use the same URL from the video. This is phpMyAdmin. Enter the database name as blockdb and click create. A database has been created. Let's now try to create a table called users inside this database. Before going further, pause the video and go to phpMyAdmin and try to create a table called users with 5 columns: ID, username, display name, phone number, and password. Now we will show our query to create the table. Create table, our table name, its users of and name for our first column ID, and it is an integer data type. ID should be primary key and it should be auto incremented. Then the next column is username, uname, and its type is varchar and size is 256. And the next column is display name, dname, and it is also varchar. Next phone number, it is also varchar. Okay, obviously phone number will be only 10 characters. So let's give size as 10. And the next column for password, pwd, and it is also varchar. Close the bracket and a semicolon. As you can see in the video, it might be familiar for you from day 3 in MySQL. Click the Go button to create the table. Now our table is created with 5 columns. ID, username, DNAME, phone number and password. Let's go back to our PHP code. Let's try to create a connection between the database and the PHP code. We already have the connection details and we use the MySQLite connect to connect to the database. Let's do it now. Initialize a connection variable conn equal to MySQLite underscore connect. Inside this, give details DB server name, DB username, DB password. And our DB name. Now we check if the received username already exists in the database. This is because the username is unique and we cannot allow duplicate name. We run a query checking if any rows matches our username. We execute the query using MySQLite query function. $SQL equal to within double quotes select uname from users where uname equal to the entered uname. So $uname, end it with semicolon. We execute the query using MySQLite query function. The result of the query is stored in a variable called result. $result equal to MySQLite underscore query of our connection variable, and our query SQL. We can check number of rows returned using MySQLite numRows function. If MySQLite underscore num underscore rows of result greater than 0. If this count is greater than 0, it means that there exists a user with the same name and we have to ask a user to pick any other name. We can alert the user with alert function. It will appear as the pop-up. Let's do it now. Echo. Since alert is a JavaScript code, give it within script tag. Script alert of username already taken. And close the script tag. Let's see an example for alert function. One of the ways to execute JavaScript code on the browser is to do it in the console of the browser. Click Ctrl plus Shift plus I and go to the console tab to access the console. Let's execute a sample alert here. Alert within single quote hello. As you can see, an alert pop-ups. Coming back to our PHP code. So, we use a if statement to separate the logic for two cases. Let's now try to check if the phone number is unique. We can execute a similar query for the phone number. So, if there exists a row with the same phone number, we can send another alert saying that phone number is already registered. Do the same thing that we did above. SQL equal to select star from users where phone number equal to phone number result equal to MySQLite query of connection, SQL. Same if number is greater than 0, then echo alert phone number is already registered. That's all the checking we need to do. Other details such as display name can be unique. You can set the constraints for password and do something similar, but we avoid those for simplicity purposes. Now once all the conditions are checked, we can create a new user with the details. So we insert these details into our table. We can use the insert query by substituting the values that we received from the form. SQL equal to insert into users uname, dname, phone number, password. Values and enter the variables. MySQLi underscore query of connection MySQL. Once the signup becomes a success, the user is automatically logged in. So we add those details to our session variables. Session of uname equal to $uname and session of dname equal to $dname. Once the user completes sign up, they have to redirect it to the home page. We don't have a home page yet, so we create a dummy page temporarily. Dummy.php. We use the header function to redirect to another page. Header of within double quotes location : enter here the file name dummy.php. And the exit function closes the current page. Exit semicolon. Let's see a demo. We enter some details and press sign up. As you can see, we are now redirected to the new page, and from the URL you can know it's a dummy page that we have just created. Once we have the user logged into the web page, we need a way for them to log out. So we can create a new file called logout and add a link to this dummy file. Create a new file logout.php. Logging out is as simple as destroying all the session details of the user. So we can start the session and insert all the values and destroy them. Session start, session underscore unset, session underscore destroy. And finally, we redirect them to the initial signup page. Header of location, signup.php. Let's check it out. Refresh the page. As you can see, we now have a link to logout. If we press it, we can go back to the sign up page. That's it. It may seem useless to show the sign up page to someone who is already logged in. We add a condition at the beginning of the page. We check if the username and display name already exist in the session variables. If they exist, we directly send them to the next page, that is the dummy page. If is set of session uname and is set of session dname. If both of them are already set, then we can direct them to the dummy page. Header, location of dummy.php. Similarly, what if a user goes to the home page, which is no dummy, without logging in? We have to send them to sign up page. Let's do the same thing here. Check if the variables are set, and based on it, we redirect them to the sign up page. If username and display name are not set, so we are using the not symbol here, that is explanatory mark. Not is set of session of uname. Or not is set of session of dname. If any one of this is not set, then redirect them to the sign up page. Header of location signup.php. Remember to add the exit function at the end. To demonstrate this, we redirect them to the dummy page after logging out, which should automatically send them to the sign up page. Change here dummy.php. Now let's see the output. Looks like we have an error here. Oh, we just forgot to close the PHP tag. Close it. Now let's check it. Now as you can see, we are sent to the sign up page. Let's now add a new user. Looks like we have some problem here. Yeah, we forgot to start the session. Let's fix that. Let's now reload. As you can see, we are logged in. Let's log out and try to access this page without logging in. It just redirects us to the sign up page, just as we intended it to. As you notice, all the logging in and logging out are entirely depends on the session variables. Let's now try to create a new user with an old phone number. We get an alert saying that the number is already registered. So the user just tries a different value. We now change the value and try signing in now. It is a success. We can view the entries in the database as well. That's it for the sign up. Let's now go to the login page. This is comparatively simple. Just like we did in the previous sign up, we just copy paste them from there. The form action and the PHP code is the same. So we copy them and remove the unwanted details such as username and display name. We can now remove all the unwanted details. So, while logging in, we need to check if the phone number exists in the table. If it doesn't exist, we send an alert saying that the number is not found. We use the MySQLi fetch Ashok function to fetch a row from the result. So, while logging in, we need to check if the phone number exists in the table. We can do it now. If MySQLi num rows of result is not equal to 1. This means if the phone number not exists, we can send the alert that phone number not found. Else, we use the MySQLi fetch Ashok function to fetch a row from the result. We do this to retrieve the password and check if it matches with the one entered. If $pwd not equal to the row of pwd. If they are not equal, we can send the alert saying that phone number or password is wrong. In case the details match, we just add the user details to the session variables and redirect them to the next page. Session uname equal to uname, session dname equal to dname, and header of location dummy.php and exit function. Let's check it out. We use the details that we previously used to sign up and try to log in. As you see, the login is success. If we try to go to the sign up page now, it will stay here. And if we log out and try to come to the dummy.php, it will be redirected to the sign up page. That's it. We have now successfully completed this part. Next up, we have to add the home page to our website. We will see that in the next video. Thank you. Happy learning.